All right. Well, we just finished watching Sony's press conference. Um, Judd may have been asleep again for a little bit of this one.
Yeah, but I don't think I missed anything special.
I don't think he did either. So, this conference was only an hour, which I was really surprised at. Microsoft's conference this year went almost 2 hours, if not 2 hours. So I expected Sony's to at least be an hour and a half. I was surprised it was only about an hour. Um, there's already rumors Nintendo's, I guess their video they're going to show tomorrow is only going to be 30 minutes. But they'll probably announce some stuff because they're doing Treehouse stuff all day like they did last year for Zelda. So there might be stuff that gets announced like happened last year with that. So Sony's conference, we'll go over it. It started out with these musicians playing. It was a complete waste of time and money.
Yeah.
And this whole waterfall and visuals and stuff that was very dumb.
Every game started off with some sort of flowing water noise. Well, I say every game. Before every trailer, you hear this just like waterfall or whatever the heck it was. It was stupid.
Anyway, yeah. So the first trailer started in the stream we were watching, and there was no sound at all. It was for Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. So I don't know what they were saying in the trailer, and we stopped that stream. I think that was GameSpot's stream, and we went to the IGN stream, and in doing so, we missed the second trailer. So they had the Uncharted: The Lost Legacy trailer. There was no Nathan Drake in the trailer. We don't know anything about the last game, so we don't know if he died or what, or if he's just not in it. I don't know anything about it.
Played some of the second game, and they're very fun. I mean, if I get a PlayStation 4, I'm probably going to buy the new Uncharted game because it was a very fun game.
But anyway, that was the first thing they showed. There was no gameplay. It was just a trailer.
Yeah.
A trailer with no gameplay in the trailer. It was just a CG trailer. Horizon Zero Dawn: The Frozen Wilds was the second trailer, which we did not see. I can't say anything about it. I don't know if that's a game. I mean, the first Horizon just came out this year, so I don't know if that's a new game or if that's an add-on that's going to be for the first game. I don't know anything about that. If it's a sequel, that's really quick to spit it out. But you know, the Assassin's Creed sequels were getting spit out every year for a while. So.
Yeah, they were.
Then they showed Days Gone. They showed this last year at E3. It's a zombie game. I was highly interested in it last year. That just showed these hordes of zombies chasing this guy. So they showed off. This was gameplay they showed off of this game and how you use distractions and set traps and while this guy was going to find his friend. So it was a nice little trailer. It showed off a little bit of gameplay. It's a game that I'm interested in. It's also Sony PlayStation exclusive from what I believe. So it's one that I'm going to eventually have to get a PS4 if I want to play. But it is a game I would be interested in. So Days Gone looks good. That's what I can say about that one. But if you're not into zombie games, you'll want to just skip it because that's what it is. It's a zombie game. The next trailer was for Monster Hunter World, and it's a Monster Hunter game. I don't know. It was a trailer, so it wasn't really necessarily gameplay. I'm not sure exactly how different it's gonna be from traditional Monster Hunter game style. It looked like the map was definitely not separated into sections like a traditional Monster Hunter game. I don't know if it's gonna be more of a multiplayer game, the way the Monster Hunter World name is incorporated in. I don't know.
Almost looked like a sandbox type thing. Like where I'm just saying, with the world, it looks.
So I guess as more information, Capcom gives us more information on that. I guess we'll figure out about that one. And then there was a trailer for Shadow of the Colossus coming out in 2018. Which is a remake or a remaster, I guess, of Shadow of the Colossus.
I've never played the first one.
I mean, yeah.
How many of them are?
There's just Shadow of the Colossus, but there's like there's Ico, Shadow of the Colossus, and then The Last Guardian. Or kind of.
That's right.
Yeah.
The Last Guardian. That's the one that was announced.
That took forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Shadow of the Colossus. So I was surprised by that, but it looked really good because Shadow of the Colossus is good. But it looked visually looked very good. So. But that's coming out in 2018. Then there was a very, I guess, story-heavy trailer for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, which covered a lot, I guess, story points from the game. It's looking, based on this trailer, that the leaked roster for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is true. Which, if you watched one of our earlier videos, I said if the leaked roster is true, I am not interested in the game. Especially with there not being any X-Men, and I always enjoyed playing a lot with those characters in past games. So I'll probably skip this one. It depends. As it gets closer to release, I might change my mind as I see more gameplay in it actually. But I don't. Some of the character models looked a little wonky to me. Like Chun-Li's character model in this looked a little strange to me, but as it gets closer, we'll see. I am a fighting game fan, and I do love the Marvel vs. Capcom games, so we'll see if I get this one or if I wait for the DLC to be announced to see if some of the characters that I prefer are going to be released.
I imagine.
Or if they release a Super Marvel vs. Capcom, or another edition of it later on that has more in it. So anyway, that was after Shadow of the Colossus. They showed that trailer. Then there was a trailer for Call of Duty World War II, which I don't play Call of Duty. I play some shooters, but I don't play Call of Duty. It might be a great game, so I can't really say much about that. Was there any gameplay elements in that trailer, or was that just pure CG trailer?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
It had a lot of shooting going on, of course. I want to say it was some gameplay elements because it was a good bit of it was in first person.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just thought to myself, haven't they done World War II with several Call of Duty games?
See, I don't know. I haven't played Call of Duty, so I don't know.
I haven't played Call of Duty, so I think I have Modern Warfare 2, but I don't know if I ever played it.
But anyway, Call of Duty World War II. And then after that, they went straight into a segment of VR games. So the first one was Skyrim VR, and it looked like Skyrim. I could tell what it was right away before the title. Which, if you're a Skyrim fan, it might be a lot of fun, depending on if it's... So I don't know. There's certain VR games that are very short, or you don't actually move around. You're stationary a lot in them when you do things. Not all of them are like that. Of course, Resident Evil 7 is a full VR, I believe, on PlayStation 4. So this might be I don't know if this is a full version of Skyrim in VR, which would be pretty cool. But it's we'll see. But it could be neat in VR. Then there was a trailer for Star Child. Before the Star Child trailer, though, they did something that I forgot to mention when we talked about the Microsoft conference, and this irritates me every year at E3. Do not pan out with the camera while the trailers are rolling on the screen. I don't need to see the audience perspective of the screen. Keep the focus on the trailer proper. I don't care about that room at all. It ticks me off every single time they do it. So they did that right before the Star Child one started, and this was interesting for a VR game because it was side-scrolling from the looks of it, but what you do side-scrolling, it didn't really get into. It showed this girl walking, and I was like, oh, a side-scroller in VR, that's neat, but then there are these two giant robots, and one robot stopped the other robot, and then she looked at the one that helped her, and it didn't tell us anything about what you actually do in the game, or what your objective is, or do you move left and right? Is it a platformer, or is it an action side scroller? I don't know anything about it. So, but it's called Star Child. I guess there'll be more information. Then there was a game called The Inpatient, which looked like some kind of horror thriller VR game in a mental hospital.
I was asleep for that. I don't remember that at all.
After that was Final Fantasy 15 Fishing.
That's when I came to.
It was actually called Monster of the Deep, Final Fantasy 15, but that's exactly what it is. It looks like it's a VR fishing game, but you play as Final Fantasy 15 characters, and you're probably stationary in this one, just fishing the whole time. After that was Bravo Team, which was a shooter. I don't know much to say about it. I mean, it was a shooting game, but it could be good, could not. Then they showed another game that looked like it's not from your perspective, called Moss. And
yeah, that one was strange looking.
Now it looked like an adventure game. You play as a mouse. Reminded me of the Redwall series, and I don't know if it's actually based on Redwall or if they just happen to have a fantasy style mouse character. So who knows? But that was the last VR thing they showed. That one could be neat too. But they had a nice little chunk of VR stuff, so it shows that they're actually supporting their PlayStation VR, which for people that invested in it is a good thing. Yeah. That they're supporting it.
Kind of, as opposed to like Kinect, that just kind of, well, not too many people invested in Kinect. So, but for those who did, that Microsoft kind of just, it kind of fizzled out pretty quick. Like they tried to make it work with the one, and then they were like,
Yeah, that got dropped from the one. So, after that, we got back to games just for the system proper. We got to God of War. Just God of War. That's all it's called. It comes out in 2018 sometime, and it was. I mean, if you saw the trailer last year, similar. It wasn't the same thing, but it was similar as far as we saw a little bit of the game, I guess, what you play, and a lot of cinematic stuff.
I wasn't too compelled with it. I'm a big God of War fan. I've played all the other ones. I think I've beaten every single one because I got the collection of the PSP games too. And they're amazing games, but just something about this latest one, it just doesn't look as interesting to me. I mean, obviously it's not Kratos. I don't know who it is. I guess is Norse in this. I don't know.
I think it's still there. I don't know.
But
it's still there.
It's weird. Like it doesn't leap out to me. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be a good game, but I mean, I don't see it topping like God of War 2 or 3. It might have topped Ascension or whatever that last one was, I think.
But so that was God of War. Now I've got the God of War collection. I have not played them because my PlayStation 3 died. I got the yellow light. Not long after I got them, Jud got me the collection. I did play God of War 1 some, and it was fun. I was looking forward to finishing them.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they're great games.
But until I'm ready to shell out to buy another PS3, which I'm not.
How much are they? Like, if you were to go and buy it at a store, is it still $200 or something?
I think for a new one like that, like I'd want to get.
Yeah.
So
that's still pretty expensive for.
I think they're still pretty expensive.
I mean, because like you remember with the PS2 when it dropped down to that slim model, they were selling those for like $100.
Yeah.
So I mean.
So I was hoping the PS3 would have more of a price drop than it's had.
Maybe one day. Who knows?
Yeah. I'm very hesitant to buy a used one. I was looking at some used ones at a pawn shop, but you never know if the disc reader is going to work right if you buy something there. So anyway, on to the next game, Detroit: Become Human. Now this game is apparently about androids that want to take control of their lives. They're robots. I don't have sympathy. Okay, so you're supposed to play these characters trying to take back their lives like they're enslaved, but they're robots. They can't.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a thing. They're not real people.
They're manufactured, literally.
It could be a fun game. It looked like it could be a fun game, and I would give it a shot if I ever play it. If I get a PS4 at some point, I will give it a chance as far as playing it. But story wise, it kind of seemed dumb to me.
It had a isn't that the basic premise of kind of like iRobot, like the at the end, like the spoilers. At the end, the robots kind of not free themselves, but like that main robot, he's supposed to be like the robot Moses and lead him. He had that vision or whatever. And
I don't know.
I don't know.
They're robots. It's
They're
dumb.
robots.
As far as trying to make for the player character to be, I need to fight for my freedom against the humans. Anyway, onwards and upwards. Destiny 2.
Yeah.
I have not played a lot of Destiny 1 on the Xbox One. I do have it. And unfortunately, the old router we had here would not let Jud and I connect to each other on the game.
Yeah.
There are other games we could play together, like Halo and stuff, but Destiny just would not ever let us connect to each other, even though we're in the same house. So it's really stupid.
Yeah.
But I played a little bit. Jud's played a lot more than I have with Destiny.
Yeah, I haven't played. I mean, I guess I have. By comparison, like for some of the other people online, I mean, I guess I haven't played a lot. But I'm trying to think of my character. I think he's up to level. I don't know what level cap is now, but he's 34, I think. I've done what seems to be a fair amount of stuff. I don't, for some reason, I've never got into group play. I've kind of always liked just churning through playing by myself, which is probably not the best thing if you want to get a lot of stuff and really explore what you can do. But I've always enjoyed the game. It's a very fun game.
And we've gotten a new internet service recently and a new router and everything, so we're actually going to try Destiny out after we finish this video. But Destiny 2 looks good, so I enjoy the first one. So once I've gotten through the first one more, I'll get Destiny probably on Xbox One, since that is what I already have, and I don't know I'll get a PS4 anytime soon, unless I just get a ton of money all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But even though Sony said in this conference there's exclusive content to the PS4, so it is the true way to experience Destiny 2, but I'll probably still experience it on my Xbox One instead, especially since that's where I already have Destiny.
Yeah.
And then finally, their last big showstopper was Spider-Man, which they showed last year a trailer for. I guess he has that big white spider symbol for whatever reason, and I really hope if I do get this game at some point and I have a PS4, I hope that there are alternate costumes available, like a classic Spider-Man costume and other things, because I don't really care for it.
It looked like a big whiteout spatter on, like they took a regular Spider-Man outfit and just like threw whiteout on him.
But it looked like the combat-wise, it looked like Batman Arkham Asylum in a Spider-Man game. But it was.
Is it just called Spider-Man?
Yeah, it's Marvel Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
That's what it said.
I didn't know that.
But it's just called
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Just Spider-Man. So, combat-wise, Batman Arkham Asylum, but it seemed very. I guess Arkham Asylum. I guess the first Arkham game was more linear, but this one definitely seemed like you had especially after he finished his fights, it was a very linear cinematic sequence he had to follow with this helicopter, and a lot of quick time events are in this game. And I know there are a lot of people that are going to be turned off by that because people really don't like quick time events. There's some games I love that have quick time events in them, but I don't love those games because of the quick time events.
Yeah, like Resident
Evil 5. It's just something that's there. Yeah, it's like a necessary evil. But I like games that just let me play the game and control the characters. So, but that was the last game they showed. It does look good visually, and then at the very end of the conference, they did a little playthrough of a video of all the games they showed, and then the very end was a little final teaser at like the end of that Spider-Man trailer. At the end of the Spider-Man trailer, the gameplay video, or whatever cinematic thing happened, there was a helicopter between these buildings. Well, we're getting a lot of text messages over here. There was like a helicopter between these two buildings and spiderwebs, and this kid tells Miles they've got to go, and Miles turns around, and so Miles Morales is in the game. So I don't know if part of it's going to be if your Miles Morales is going to be a playable character in the game as well. So I guess it was just a tease at that.
So was that Peter Parker we were seeing the whole time, or Miles?
Yeah, it's Peter.
Okay.
Yeah, but Miles might be playable in it as well.
Oh, okay.
I'm guessing. Yeah, Miles has the black costume with the red webs on it.
That's right. That's a pretty cool looking costume.
Yeah, it is. I mean, he's got a nice costume.
Better than the whiteout spider.
So I don't know if he'll be playable or if that tease was just that he's in the universe somewhere. But in any case, that was Sony's conference. They showed a lot of games. Some of them looked good. Some of them I have no interest in. And I think I like Microsoft's conference better.
Yeah, they at least showed off. Well, not that you have to show off new hardware to have a good conference, but I'm a sucker for hardware for some reason. I don't understand it. That's more like. Don't get me wrong. Games are exciting, of course. That's what you buy the hardware for, to play games. But I don't know. There's something about getting a new piece of hardware is always nice.
I feel like Sony's conference should have been better than Ubisoft's, but I would put them on about the same level. I put Microsoft at the top so far of what I've seen. I put Microsoft, and then I would put Bethesda last, and then Ubisoft and Sony in between, pretty much on about the same level. Sony may be edging out Ubisoft a little bit, but they're close to me, I think.
One thing I liked about Microsoft is how they they had people come out and sort of explain things.
Yeah.
This one was Sony's just pretty much trailer. Like they had a guy come out twice, and he's like, "Hey, we're dedicated to all this and playing great games," but he didn't really it just felt like a huge stage filled full of auditorium people, and all they did was just watch trailers.
Yeah.
And
they rented out the same thing that happened with Bethesda they did the same thing. They rented out this huge space to do this, and all they did was have somebody come out at the beginning and say something, and then they just played a video for the rest of the time.
It just I guess phoned in would be a good term.
They probably talked more during the Sony one. They came out and talked more, but more often than they did the Bethesda, but they still didn't talk a lot. You're right.
But
they didn't really explain anything about the games.
Yeah,
they just kind of, here, watch some trailers.
Yeah, we're Sony and we're dedicated to great games, and we'll push forward with hardware limits and all this other stuff.
I mean, I want to see the trailers, but I would like to see I like seeing developers talk a little bit about the game and explain some things when they're out there. Yeah. I'm assuming tomorrow when we watch Nintendo's at 12, it's going to be like that last direct they had, where they had like a bunch of bullet points that they kind of went through real quick for everything coming out for the 3DS and everything coming out for the Switch, since it's only looking like it's going to be 30 minutes. But we'll just have to wait and see tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it, especially since we both have Switches. And it's something recent, so I'm looking forward to see if there's any other new games announced for the Switch that I didn't know about, like that Ubisoft Starlink game that looked interesting. And we will see. So thanks for watching, and we'll be back tomorrow with talking about the Nintendo thing after we watch it. Have a good night.